Good morning, lovely friends. I'm here again on the beach. My beach, not really, but it feels like my beach when I'm all alone at 6:30 in the morning, or whatever time it is. I don't even think it is 6:30. I've been here since sunrise, and I'm hoping to get a few videos in before people get here, because it's Saturday, so it's going to be busy. I hope that your day is wonderful so far. And today I'd like to talk about 20 ways to raise Kundalini. I'm not going to get into what Kundalini is in this video. I'm going to assume that you know what it is. I'll tell you really briefly that it's the life force energy that lies coiled at the base of the spine, and a lot of spiritual practices, the purpose of those is to raise that energy in order to raise consciousness and to awaken your full potential and live your life purpose and clear out all of the negative stuff that's preventing you from doing that. That's essentially what Kundalini is. I've been intentionally raising my Kundalini for 9 months now, something like that. And I didn't even realize actually at first, so I guess it wasn't intentional, but maybe 7 months, about 2 months in, I was like, something's happening here, and I'm actually going to read about that today and post that at some point. But when I started doing it, I noticed that I had a lot of emotions come up and stuff. I could feel it being purified from me, and there was an energy within me that I've never felt before, moving up and down my spine. I would feel suddenly like I had no body, like I was completely light, almost like I was floating. I'd feel like huge expansion in my chest, tingles in my fingers and numbness to the point where like I was having trouble moving. Headaches, nausea, which I mean I wasn't sick, so I would meditate and feel like there was a tremendous amount of pressure in my head, this sensation of like worms coming down my head. I've seen the snake, which if you know anything about Kundalini, you know that a lot of people who are experiencing an awakening or a rising of Kundalini, they'll see the snake coiling up. I've seen the snake, and I felt the snake, and I felt the snake actually really strongly last night. It felt like a weaving of energy coming up, and I could see like light snakes, like they were made of light, and I was like having a vision of them. And I say this all the time, I'm very skeptical. Like I don't believe when people tell me stories about ghosts in their house. I'm like, you probably don't have a ghost in your house. Like I'm pretty skeptical and pretty real. So when this started happening to me, I was like totally blown away. I thought that it was an exaggeration when people used to talk about Kundalini symptoms, but it is not. And what also is not an exaggeration is how much it affects your life. At first it wasn't fun for me. The process of purifying was like a detox, a spiritual detox. And there was a lot that came along with that was not cool. I mean, it was cool, but it was difficult. And now, I mean, I'm so thankful that I am intentionally awakening this energy. I'm so thankful that it's part of my life and that I have an awareness of what it even is. Anyway, I say this in all of my videos, and I'm going to say it again here. I don't pretend to have answers or to know what is right for you, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is what has worked for me, and I'm going to read what I have written down here. So if you see me glancing down, it's because I'm looking at my phone to read about 20 ways to awaken the Kundalini. My favorite subject. Can't think of anything else. The subconscious mind is up there, but I definitely think that Kundalini blows me away. Blows me away. If anyone who's watching this is experiencing Kundalini-like symptoms, I would love to hear your experience. Please comment below. That'd be awesome. So, number one, feel good. Focus on the good in your life. Talk about the good in your life. And anything that raises your vibration, your positivity, your feelings, your emotions and thoughts, anything that like feels good and wholesome, so not like drugs, although drugs can like awaken the third eye and stuff, but I would say pure stuff that makes you feel good. Meditation, yoga, serving others, loving other people, really to raise your emotions up will raise the Kundalini. Feel good, that's the first step, which there's no harm in that, that's for sure. You want to feel good anyway. Devote is not a word. Devote yourself to God and see everyone and everything as God. So what I do is I'll just feel as if I'm God and everything around me is God, and sometimes I do this intentionally where I'm like purposely doing it and trying, and other times I'll just be on a walk and I'll be like, wow, I am nature and all of these things around me it's all nature and it's all God, and I am part of that, and I really will see people without even meaning to as God. But at first it might be something that you have to like look at that guy over there and say, he's God, so am I, and so is that tree, and just kind of go through the motions of it and try and feel it as much as you can. So devote yourself to the divine. Focus on giving and serving others. How can you make other people's lives better today? How can you make this world better? This is something that will start to happen naturally as you spiritually awaken. You'll feel more and more like you want to give from a place of wholeness. And that will be something that just happens organically. And it's like an urge to give. But at first, you might want to do it intentionally. There are people and I feel weird. Hello, people. Okay, so focus on giving and serving others, which also can't hurt ever. Do chakra meditations. So the chakras are the energy centers of the body. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know that. But purifying these energy centers by focusing on them and feeling love in each center. That's how I meditate on them. It's super simple. So I'll play like binaural beats for each chakra or their tones, and I'll just feel love in my root chakra for 10 minutes, and then I'll move up to my sacral chakra and I'll feel love in my sacral chakra for 10 minutes. And I just do that every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, and that has been amazing, beyond what I can even describe. Now I'll be like sitting at Starbucks with my fiance and he'll be doing some work, and I don't need music, I don't need to put my headphones on. I'll just feel the energy centers and I'll just send them love. I'll just feel love, and just by focusing on them they expand. And what I also do that I found is tremendously helpful is I actually feel them expanding. So I'll actually like feel as if they're expanding outside of my body. I'll feel them opening up. That has been the thing that has really done it for me. It's been the clincher. So definitely work the chakras. Kundalini yoga is awesome for that. I have sunscreen in my eye. Laugh and be joyful. Focus on expanding all the good things in your life. So funny. When I meditate, sometimes I will just feel spontaneously like something is really funny. I don't really know what it is, but because I'm like, thinking of the heart chakra or whatever chakra I'm on, and I'll be focused on love, and all of a sudden I'll just burst out laughing. And that's actually a Kundalini symptom. One that I'll take. I enjoy it. It's fun. But the more you laugh, that's really a huge energy lift. Laughter is great for healing the body, and any positive emotion flushes out and purifies the body. So laughter is awesome. Create whatever makes your heart sing. Paint, sing, dance, all of those creative things. The Kundalini energy is a creative energy, so creating is awesome. I was like obsessed with painting for a little while when I always loved painting, but I was really obsessed with it for a little while. Know that you are light, know that you have a higher self and you're not separate from this. You'll start to feel like light as this energy moves upward. But if you can sit in meditation or even, so sorry, this is driving me crazy. I have like sunscreen in my eyeball. I have faith that it will dissipate. Anyway, so just know and feel that you are light. Know and feel that you are divine, that you're part of divine, all that is, and that everything around you is made up of light too. And if you just sit with that and knowing, like you can just start with an intellectual. I find for me that like starting with it intellectually and just saying it, like just saying I am light, helps me to get into the emotional space. So start intellectually if you need to. Just go through the motions of knowing that you're light, and I am light, I am light. And then you can feel it in your body and breathe in light, and you'll get there. You'll get to the emotional space, and it just opens you up, and that raises your Kundalini. Be present as much as possible. This has always been so difficult for me, and I actually don't know anyone who doesn't struggle with this. As you awaken spiritually, I promise you this is something that will occur naturally. You'll just find that, oh my God, I'm not in my head. I'm not thinking a billion things. I'm not racing to 6 months from now. I'm not thinking of the past. I'm here. And you're just much more present naturally. But until then, I actually at first was setting timers on my phone to go off every hour. So I just keep pressing the repeat button on my phone, repeat the timer, and for that I'd be like, I'm going to be present for this hour. I'm going to pretend that this room, this person is all that exists until we like get in the car, and then this person in this car with me is all that exists, and our conversation that we're having is the most important thing we could be talking about, and devoting all of my energy into that present moment. It's amazing. It is literally like you're able to meditate 24/7, which is perfect for me because I personally, meditation is one of my favorite things to do, if not my favorite thing to do. I love it. And when I don't have time to meditate, when I don't have like huge blocks of time, I always make a little bit of time for that. But when I don't have what I feel like is enough time, I just really focus on mindfulness and presence, and it's like you're bringing meditation into your daily mundane life, and it's beautiful and amazing, and it's very Kundalini Awakening. So be present. That's number 8. Number 9, consume only high vibe content. Can't be overstated. I don't watch horror movies anymore. I never really did, actually, but I really don't watch shows or movies, and I'm so anti-violent movies and anti-violent songs. I really try and play only high vibe songs and beautiful movies that are like uplifting and inspiring, and I only watch YouTube videos that are uplifting. Anything that is going to bring me down or make me afraid or make me not like people, anything like that is just, it's whatever work I've done to spiral that Kundalini up, it's now like it's pushing it down, because those images that you're seeing are going right to your subconscious mind. I mean, you're like this, you're like a zombie watching the movie, and you're so relaxed, and that zombie relaxed state is the state that the subconscious mind absorbs information in. That's why people visualize and meditate with their eyes closed, because they want to get relaxed so the subconscious mind will absorb. And when you are in that relaxed state watching a movie, all of the people like killing each other and stuff, that's going right into your subconscious mind, and it's making it afraid and feel like it has to protect you, and it's damaging. Same goes for like video games, anything like that. And I don't care what people watch, and I would never tell you to stop watching. I'm just saying that if you want to raise your Kundalini, one way is to make sure that the content you're viewing and listening to is high vibe, positive. Meditation, of course. I mean, any kind of meditation, mindfulness, meditating on the third eye, the crown. The crown I find is especially helpful. All of that definitely raises. Pranayama. This is something that is deceptively powerful, meaning like it's just breathing. Pranayama breathing is just a specific way of breathing that starts moving your chi around, starts moving your life force energy around. And when I first started practicing it, I was blown away by how unbelievably effective it is for getting you out of your shit instantly. Like if I'm feeling like I am stuck in a situation or anything that I don't want to be in, if I'm upset at all, I will practice the pranayama, and it's just different ways of breathing. I'm going to do a whole video about it that raises the energy up, and I swear to God, it feels like you are drunk or high on spirit, in a beautiful, beautiful way. Not in a, I'm trying to escape from life, so I'm doing this thing to bliss out and not be here kind of way. It's not like that. It's very much actually the opposite of, for me anyway. It's, I'll breathe and I'll feel like, okay, now I can really connect with the world and with other people. I do these techniques and I want to embrace the world, because even though like that person did or said something that I would have preferred they not do, and I was a little bit upset or whatever, I'm recognizing the oneness right now. I'm seeing the truth behind what they did, that they were hurt, and therefore they hurt me, or whatever it is. That hasn't happened in a long time, but I feel much more connected, much more one, and like just this super elevated state, expansive and beautiful. Pranayama is beautiful, beautiful. Can't say enough good things. I teach it in my workshops as like a foundational practice, because I really, really believe in it. It's a natural high, and I don't mean a high like you can't function. I mean a high like you won't go from a 2 mood to a 50 billion mood. It's amazing. Visualize the energy moving upward. I actually don't do enough of this. When I'm meditating on the chakras and on raising that energy, most of it is feeling and body sensation, and I don't really get into the vision of it, but I think that there have been meditations that I've done where I've visualized the actual snake, the spiral, the DNA, or whatever that beautiful symbol is. I do a meditation, actually, I'm lying, where I'll focus on the chakras, and then I like flash the symbol of the Kundalini serpents, and then I go to the next chakra and I kind of flash the symbol of the Kundalini serpents. So anything that you can do to visualize, however briefly, just get in the vision of the energy rising up. And get into the feeling as if it's already happened, just like you do with the law of attraction, with anything else. The feeling is very important. So what does it feel like to be enlightened? What does it feel like to have that energy move? Use your imagination, and that will kind of give your body instructions. You're giving your body, you're saying, this is what I want to feel more of, and your body listens. Chanting the seed sounds of the chakras. So I will do a whole series on chakras. I'm in love with chakras. They're amazing. They're more real than real. Like, I just couldn't even fathom years ago how much working with the chakras would change my life. But the seed sounds are just, they're like Om, and actually Om is one of them, or Aum. They just resonate with certain chakras and they open them up. They are a certain vibration that I kind of think of it like as you're shaking the dirt off. When you do these chants, you shake off the stuff that is blocking them and preventing them from being open and shiny and beautiful. So the seed sounds, look into that. Lots of YouTube videos for that. Eventually, at some point, my eye is going to stop watering. I don't know when that's going to be. Be open to change, expect the unexpected, and go with the flow. So embrace all of life, basically. And it's interesting because as you start to do these meditations and really awaken, and just live a more spiritual life, you'll find that you are much less attached to outcomes. Like, it's actually quite amazing and very obvious, even to other people. They'll be like, wow, you used to care about this. You don't care anymore. This used to be a problem for you. It's still there, but it's not a problem for you anymore. You just don't feel the need to change things. You can just be with life. And if somebody's like, I don't want to go to the movies, and you wanted to go, you're like, okay. Instead of where before maybe it would have been a fight, or at least an irritation, or you would have been resentful and held on to that. It's not that you never feel like you have preferences. It's just that, like, your preferences aren't as important to you as just being in the flow of things and being open to what comes. Synchronicities, oh my god, I will do a whole video on that too. It literally feels like the whole path of your life. Your highest life is here. When you start awakening this energy, it feels like the road is being cleared. I actually, during meditation, I had a vision of Ganesh, the Indian god he's an elephant, he looks like an elephant. He's the remover of obstacles, and I saw him, he flashed in front of my face, and I was like, that is exactly what I feel like. Like, literally, my fiance and I go to this breakfast place, and it's always packed, and we will pull up to, like, the parallel parking space right in front of the restaurant as someone is pulling away, leaving just enough space for us to pull up in front of the restaurant. We get in, everything is full, people are getting up to leave our favorite table as we're walking in the restaurant. My whole life is like that. And when you get into the flow of, like, just being grateful for whatever is coming toward you, which is what embracing life really is. Okay, so we're not going to the movies. I wanted to go, but I'm thankful that we're not going. I don't need to know why this is a blessing right now, but it is. And I'm going to embrace it and love it anyway. And it just, holy dear God brings things into your life like crazy, and things you couldn't expect, things you could not possibly ask for because you don't even know that you want them. You don't even know they exist. It's unbelievable. I'm not a person who wants friends. Like, I don't go out and seek friends, but we go to this restaurant that I love, and I'm super high vibe when I'm there. I just feel good. And I met this girl who I really like. I dig her. She's a Kundalini yoga teacher. What? Crazy. Anyway, so she came into my life, and I wasn't asking for a friend. I didn't even care. I didn't know I wanted one, and I did. Okay, so be open to change. So funny, I just said Kundalini yoga teacher, number 15. Number 15. My kids watch that guy. I don't know if you know who he is, but anyway, on YouTube, he's like a famous YouTuber. Kundalini yoga is amazing. Amazing. You take a Kundalini yoga class. I'm like saying everything on this list is amazing, but it is. It's like my whole life. So the Kundalini yoga classes, you go in and there's no exercise really. I mean, some of it is like physical movement and stuff, but a lot of it is breath and meditation and mudras, which is like hand movements, tongue movements, holding your face in a certain way, like breathing, a lot of breathing. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's very spiritual yoga. By the time you leave a Kundalini yoga class, you can't walk out of that building without looking radiant. Like, your whole spirit is uplifted, and it just puts you in such a good place. And it's called Kundalini yoga for a reason. It's all about raising that energy up. Try class if you haven't before. You'll love it. You'll love it. If you're into spiritual shit, which I'm assuming you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. I don't know why it keeps going back. Spend time in nature. Yeah, just get outside, go for walks. You get called to it anyway as you're awakening. You want to be outside, you want to be in nature, and you appreciate nature, and you're in awe of it, and you feel like a kinship with the animals and the trees, and you feel like, this tree is my brother. I hate the phrase tree hugger, and I can't stand like the thought of going around hugging trees. Like, it's just way too woo-woo for me. I feel like I need to wear patchouli, and I'm just not. I mean, patchouli's great, but I'm not a hippie really, believe it or not. But anyway, I actually hugged a tree on my walk the other day, and it was just something that I just felt compelled to do. I was like, this tree needs a hug from me right now. Like, what? I've never done that before. But anyway, get outside, be in nature, touch plants because they love you and love them back. Forgive and let go of attachments. Yeah, well, I mean, for obvious reasons. It's for when you are holding resentment, that energy is actually causing blocks in various places in your body, and your body is all energy, so it's just more energetic blocks that need to be worked through so that energy, that Kundalini energy, can move freely. So do what you have to do in order to forgive, and part of that is the Hanawala prayer. I don't know what it's called. I'll put it in the description below. If I forget to put it in the description below, because that's a real possibility, it's a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. And if you just look up Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, you'll find it. And I'll do a video about it because it worked miracles for me. It was amazing. But forgive and let go of attachments. So anything that you feel like you need, anything that you feel like you cannot live without. For me, for a while, it was getting married. I could not picture my life being good without being married. I needed it. I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to be married within the next 5 years, just kill me. What? I can't even believe that I thought like that. I don't even know who that person was. Now I'm like, if I never get married in my life fucking rocks. I don't need that. It'd be awesome if it happened. If it doesn't happen, it's almost just as awesome. Or actually, it really is just as awesome. I've been engaged to my fiance for almost 2 years, and the reason why it's been 2 years and we don't even like talk about it is because I don't know if I could possibly care less about it. I guess I could like not want it, but I really just don't care. Become aware of your unconscious destructive behaviors. Just be aware of where you're harming yourself or others. So yeah, this is a challenging one because a lot of times you don't even know that you're being harmful toward others. I know I don't. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Like, that was not my intentions. I keep a journal, and I've actually done a video about this. I keep a journal that basically is a review of my day. I have a journal in the morning. I journal in the morning and ask myself some morning questions and answer them. And I journal in the evening and ask evening questions. And the evening questions are all about, like, how did I do today? Was I a jerk, basically? Was I a jerk? Was I an asshole to anyone? Where was I kind? Where was I not my highest self? Where was I serving or was I selfish? And just paying attention to that, because you have these people in your life. I'm sure everybody does, or I'm thinking everybody does. I don't know everybody, but I know in the past I've had people who were like the bad guys in my story. My ex-husband was the bad guy. He's not anymore at all, actually. But in my story, in my head, he was a bad guy for years. And I was the bad guy in his story. And he wasn't wrong. It was just his story. It was his perception. It was his reality. He was the bad guy in my story, and I wasn't wrong, but I can drop that story. I don't even remember what I'm talking about right now, but I know it's pertinent because I wouldn't be led down this path if it wasn't. Forgiveness. So I let it go, and I forgave, and that's not the one we're on, actually. Become aware of your unconscious destructive behaviors. So anyway, what my point was, there was a point. You are the bad guy in somebody else's story, and you don't even realize it, how you've hurt people. Seeking their forgiveness is helpful, but not being a jerk in the first place is even more helpful. So you don't have to ask for forgiveness. You've got to live your life, and sometimes that involves hurting people, even if you don't want to. Like, it's a necessary part of being alive sometimes. I think of my children. My son would play on the computer all day long. It hurts him to get off. He doesn't want to. He's a typical teenage boy, and he's a young teenager. He's only 13. So I make him get off that computer. It bothers him, but I've got to do it. I've got to draw boundaries with people, tell them, no, I can't help you with this. No, I can't do this right now. So, but as much as you can, don't be a jerk. That's basically it. Find a mentor who you can emulate. It doesn't have to be a real person. It doesn't have to be someone who's alive. For me, it's Jesus. I'm not Christian, actually. I'm not really any religion, but I love the symbol of Jesus and who he was and what he brought to the world. So I emulate him. Keep the body pure and healthy. I am now vegan, except I do eat goat cheese. I love goat cheese, but I eat 99% raw vegetables and berries, basically, and nuts and seeds. That's my diet, and it's super high vibe, super purifying, and your body is part of your spirit. So when you are purifying the body, keeping the body healthy, you're keeping the spirit healthy too, and everything kind of works together. I also do yoga, and that is amazing. Actually, I'll do yoga, and then I'll meditate, and on the days where I do it in that order, my meditation is so much better. And on the days where I meditate without doing yoga, my meditations are still good, but it takes it to a new level. So it's like working the body to work the spirit and keeping the body pure. So drink lots of water too, and cleanse and all that good stuff. And then I have anything that raises your mood and your energy and makes you feel fully alive and creative. Will raise that Kundalini energy. Yeah, pretty awesome. Hello.
Sorry.
Hi, puppy. That's okay. So I hope you have an awesome day, and I guess raise that energy, keep your vibes high, and I will see you on whatever day it is that I will see you. I upload videos. I decided on a schedule finally. What is my schedule that I decided on? Let me tell you right now. Okay. Oh. I record 3 videos every week, and they will be uploaded on this channel Monday and Thursday at 3 o'clock, and my Kundalini Diary video will be scheduled for every Saturday at 11:11. So, because it's 11:11 basically. So Saturdays at 11:11 I have a video, and Mondays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock. So peace, love, goodbye.